In the quiet woodlands of Australia, an architect is at work. He isn't building a shelter from the rain or a fortress against predators. He is building an idea. He is crafting a stage designed to fool the eye, to bend the very rules of perspective. He is a bird, and his goal is to convince a visitor that the world he has built is more orderly, more perfect than it really is. From one exact viewing angle, the ground he has paved appears impossibly smooth and uniform. It's a trick of the light, an optical illusion worthy of a film director, all created to win a single moment of female attention. Today, we meet the Bowerbirds, masters of stagecraft. We'll explore the great Bowerbird, an artist of grayscale geometry, and its cousin, the Satin Bowerbird, a painter obsessed with the colour blue. Bowerbirds are a family of over 20 species, scattered across Australia and New Guinea. And in almost every case, the male's life revolves around a singular, massive undertaking that has nothing to do with raising a family. He builds a bower, and it is vital to understand that this structure is not a nest. A nest is a home, a nursery. A bower is a theatre. It's a gallery, a bachelor pad designed for a single purpose: courtship. Once a female is impressed enough to mate, she will fly off to build a simple, functional nest on her own, where she'll raise her chicks in solitude. The male's entire contribution to the next generation is his art. Today we'll focus on two of these artists: the satin bowerbird of the lush eastern forests and the great bowerbird of the drier northern woodlands. Both have mastered the art of spectacle, but their chosen mediums could not be more different. The male satin bowerbird is a living jewel, his plumage a deep, glossy black that flashes with violet blue in the sun. And his artistic obsession matches his appearance. He is devoted to the colour blue. In the dappled light of the forest, he builds a tidy avenue of twigs and then curates a stunning collection around it. He seeks out rare blue parrot feathers, vibrant berries, and even the iridescent wings of beetles. In our modern world, he has adapted, adding plastic bottle caps, drinking straws, and shards of glass to his palette. These treasures aren't just scattered, they're arranged with purpose, creating a field of blue that frames his stage. But his strangest skill is painting. He will chew berries or charcoal, mix it with his own saliva to create a paste, and then meticulously apply it to the inner walls of his bower. Why blue? Perhaps because it's a relatively rare colour in the leaf litter, making his collection stand out. Or perhaps it complements his own startling, violet blue eyes. Whatever the reason, the female's preference is clear. The more intense and well-kept the blue display, the more likely the artist is to win her favour. If you enjoy finding strange animal tricks like this, subscribe to Faunary and keep exploring with us. There is a lot of wild design out there. The great bowerbird, by contrast, is an artist of subtlety and structure. Unlike his flashy cousin, he is a rather plain, greyish-brown bird. His genius is not in his feathers, but in his mind. He builds a larger, more imposing avenue bower, two parallel walls of sticks that can stretch for a metre or more. This avenue serves as a grand entrance, leading to an open-air court. And this court is where the magic happens. His palette is muted, almost monochrome, a collection of sun-bleached bones, white and grey river stones, snail shells, and dried seed pods. He gathers hundreds, sometimes well over 1,000 of these objects. It's a world of texture and gradient, not colour. But he does hold one spectacular secret. Tucked away on the back of his neck is a nuchal crest of brilliant, shocking pink feathers. He keeps it hidden for most of his display, a secret weapon of colour. Then, at the peak of his performance, he flashes it, a sudden stunning burst of magenta in his carefully constructed world of black and white. This grayscale court is the key to the great Bowerbird's masterpiece. It is an exercise in forced perspective. Human artists in the Renaissance developed this technique to create the illusion of three-dimensional depth on a flat canvas. This bird discovered it independently. He painstakingly arranges every single object according to its size. The smallest pebbles and shell fragments are placed closest to the bower's entrance, where the female will stand to watch his performance. As the distance from her viewpoint increases, the objects get progressively larger, with the biggest stones and bones placed at the far end of the court. From her precise vantage point, this size gradient cancels out the effects of distance. Her brain is tricked into seeing a surface of uniform texture, as if every pebble were the same size. The visual cues for depth simply vanish. The ground appears perfectly flat and even, a neutral stage floor. And the pale, high-contrast objects are crucial, as they make the pattern clear and consistent, enhancing the power of the illusion. But was this intricate pattern intentional? To find out, researchers led by John Endler conducted a brilliant experiment in 2010. They found active great bowerbird courts, and while the males were away, they deliberately sabotaged the art. They completely scrambled the carefully graded objects, mixing large stones in with the small, destroying the illusion. Then they waited. The male's reaction was immediate and unambiguous. Upon returning, he would survey the chaos with what looked like frustration. Then he would set to work. Over the next 1 to 3 days, the cameras filmed him engaging in a tireless process of aesthetic triage. He would pick up a misplaced pebble, hop back to the viewing area as if checking the perspective, then move to the correct spot and place it. Over and over, shell by shell, he resorted his entire collection. He was not just tidying up, he was restoring the illusion from a specific point of view. The speed and precision of the repair was definitive proof. The pattern wasn't an accident, it was the entire point of the construction. The male is not just an architect, he is a performer. And he refines his stage in real time. Observers have watched males stash a few choice objects, a particularly bright white shell, a smooth quartz pebble, just out of sight. When a female arrives and enters the avenue, the male will sometimes dash out, grab his hidden treasure, and place it perfectly within the gradient to complete the scene. Then the show begins. Against the visually quiet, uniform background he has created, every one of his movements is amplified. He puffs his chest, makes strange, rattling, mechanical-sounding calls, and hops with exaggerated steps. He might pick up a favorite shell and toss it in the air. His actions are stark and clear against the non-distracting floor. And then, for the finale, he bows his head to flash that brilliant pink crest. The entire performance, the sounds, the motion, the final burst of colour, is framed and enhanced by the optical illusion he so carefully built for her eyes alone. This level of artistry requires immense dedication. Males can spend months of the year constructing and maintaining their bowers. It's a full-time job. They tidy the court daily, removing errant leaves and replacing any objects that have been disturbed. And they must defend it because this is a high-stakes competition. Rival males are always watching. Theft is rampant. A neighbour will sneak in to steal a prized blue bottle cap or a perfect white snail shell. Some go even further, engaging in outright vandalism, tearing down the walls of a rival's bower to ruin his chances. This constant threat of sabotage means a male can never rest. It's a true artistic arms race, and it appears to be a learned skill honed over years. Young, inexperienced males are often seen building clumsy, rudimentary practice bowers far from the main action, like apprentices learning their craft before they are ready to compete with the masters. So why go to all this trouble? Why evolve the mind of a stage designer? The final answer is still being studied, but the leading ideas are fascinating. Females are discerning shoppers, visiting multiple bowers before choosing a mate. A well-maintained illusion might simply hold her attention longer, making her more receptive to the male's dance. Or it could be a stage that elevates the performer. By removing the visual noise of the forest floor, the male ensures that the female's focus is entirely on him, his movements, his health, his energy. Paradoxically, the perfect illusion might be an honest signal. On such a clean, uniform background, any flaw in the male's dance, any faltering step or sign of weakness would be instantly obvious. To build a perfect stage is to bet on a perfect performance. The illusion he creates might actually make it harder to fake his own quality as a mate. It's the ultimate act of confidence. When we step back, what we are witnessing is an animal mind shaping the perception of another. One species uses a passion for a single, rare color. Another masters the geometry of perspective itself. Evolution, through the relentless pressure of female choice, has stumbled upon principles of art and design that humans would only formalize millennia later. And as we watch a male great bowerbird tilt his head, studying his work from the exact spot a female will stand, a final question lingers. Does he see the illusion he creates? Or does he simply know, through instinct and trial and error, that this specific arrangement works? We can't know for sure, and that mystery is part of the wonder. He is an artist driven by forces he may not understand, perfecting his craft one pebble, one performance, one fleeting moment of connection at a time. If this left you a little more in awe of what animals do, you are in the right place. This is Faunary. Animals and nature as wonder. Subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed this, and wander our channel for more strange geniuses of the living world. Thanks for watching and see you next time.